What is going on, family? We are at 111 days with Jesus, 111 days to freedom. As you guys can see, we have hit the gym already. I lost train of thought for a second, sorry. And just coasting it out, man. And steady pushing, of course. I know I mentioned at the gym, I think I was talking about like something that I wanted to start doing, with after 75, man, it's crazy. It's like I just felt like I went right back down into the areas of the stuff that I didn't want to do. So what I told myself I was going to do, starting today, because it'll be 60 days from now, for my birthday, I want to put a goal on it to hit a certain weight of anywhere between 175 to 180. As well as I just want to, give myself the discipline that I feel like I should give myself, and not sit here and not let all that I did for that 75 days just go to waste, I guess you could say, because I've done that before, because I've completed 75 hard anywhere between, I think, like this was either the 4th time or the 5th time, and I just don't want it to go to waste this time. So where I'm standing, I just want to continue to keep pushing to hit my macros, as well as see what 60 days truly can do with me just putting myself out there, as well as just going through the discipline. And my thing that gets me is I post this for the accountability, because I feel like if I put me putting this out there, it's going to show me my trips, my fails, the little simple things, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm going to be, straightforward with everything, I can't even really sit here and deny the fact of how I feel like I just allow myself to go back into an isolation and just isolate myself from the world and just kind of go back into this hibernating mode, I guess you could say. And I don't see purpose being fulfilled hiding yourself away from the world, and getting comfortable. I see purpose being fulfilled constantly shooting for your dreams, constantly shooting for your vision, and of course at times losing some sleep, getting stressed, of course, these things but I see purpose being fulfilled whenever there's movement involved, not just sitting hoping that it's going to come. So my thing is get myself out of this isolation part and just try to pull myself back to the road that I was on, because I feel like there's a road that I was on that was allowing more purpose and more understanding and more things of what God wanted, me to do as well as fulfill. And I feel like, after I got the 75 hard, I allowed myself to kind of I don't know if I faded away or fell back, but I'm not very proud of that. But I also can't sit here and beat myself up with the fact of that, So my thing is to keep it pushing, keep it moving, but also, this right here, I want to say being 110, day 110, this will be, the 2nd day, I guess you could say, because right now we got 1 day in, and I don't know, man, we're just going to keep this moving and keep it pushing. As we've been doing. We've already hit the gym, got to finish the water, got to eat right, then took the cold shower, because I got a few lists of stuff that I'm doing. I got a thing that let me see if I can find it right quick for you guys. I got a thing that I'm going off of, this right here. Let's see if you can see it. This is what I'm doing right here. If you guys are able to see this, let me back it up. Matter of fact, let me lower it down a little bit and then show you. This right here is what I'm doing. These are my things. Time with God, first thing, progress picture, eat healthy, drink water, cold shower, train. Cold shower, train, done. Drinking water, still on it, what I'm saying? Time with God, we're doing it right now because we're finna read some stuff and stuff like that. And it's just one of these things that I want to implement every single day. I'm not really exactly sure if I want to do the progress picture, I got it down for once a week. So most likely my progress picture will be maybe at the end of the week, maybe like Sunday, I'll post a progress picture and show you guys. I'm not exactly sure which one I'm going right there, but I'm only gonna do a progress picture once a week. I'm not gonna do every single day. Do once a week. But these are things that I really wanted to take over into the new year with me and continue to keep pushing, because obviously I'm being, consistent with content, but I got to get creative and I got to get more in depth with like certain things, you know what I'm saying? Like, of course, just try to implement different things, but it's just something that I'm wanting to do, like ever since how I always talked about how I wanted the 75 hard to be like a lifestyle, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to like live the lifestyle. I wanted to live and do the 75 hard as I could. I wanted to live and do these things, but like what gets me the most is like, it's so easy to like slip. It's so easy to let yourself go and get comfortable with the world and get comfortable with certain things. And like all these little things that have happened at the end of this year, it just threw me for a loop of understanding, like, like trying to understand like where did I go wrong, and then I would lead back to like, I'm not even gonna sit here and hide it. It's like I'll lead back to like, smoking and different things like that, trying to like calm myself to understanding, like, because I took a good bit of L's at the end of this year, man, and I just didn't understand, and it's very hard to understand, especially whenever you just want like the best for your family, and it's just really, really weird, man. It's like it's so hard to kind of speak on too, but it's like it's no shade, man. It's like I talked about like in these past videos that I was eventually going to say something about all this stuff, but it's like there's no shade to it, man. It's like, throughout this year, what's so wild is like, just thinking that I was on the, and you know what, this is probably something that made me isolate myself to a sense. It's like getting to a point where, like November 26th of 2025, me and my wife worked for a company, and this company shut down, right? They shut down. We both lost our jobs on November 26th, right? But thankfully, by the grace of God, we both landed, jobs that pretty much could put us right back to where we were. So we were grateful we landed jobs. But the thing about it is, alternative goals, I'm posting things on here about freedom. So nobody's trying to tie themselves to something forever. We're just trying to get to a certain point where our time is bought back, but we're running our own thing, So that being said, it's like that happened, and that was one of the things where we knew it was coming, but we thought we'd roll into the new year before it happened. So that happened, and after that happened, we both lined up stuff. My wife's starting something January 1st. I've already started something. You guys clearly see me wearing Cintas uniforms. That's where I started. Cintas is an amazing company. Very grateful for the opportunity. And she picked up and she's working with Celsius. So she'll be with Celsius as well. So we're grateful for the jobs, and something else that went down in this year. And it's like, I've been so ashamed to talk about it, but I've talked about it in my Bible study. But the thing about it is like, these investments that I thought that were going to free me, that I talked about in previous videos, I thought was going to free me, and provide and be able to do certain things. It's like they backfired. And I basically was scammed out of $20,000. Like dead serious. $20,000. Scam, boom, gone, just like that. Bitcoin investments. This guy was talking to me from 2021 all the way up until now, and I ignored it and ignored it and ignored it and ignored it, and then something just made me feel like it was just something that I should have done, and it seemed so legit that I just kept dumping, and eventually got to a point where it just started not making sense. So I come to find out, I caught up, understood it, boom, realized there were two people in on it, and they were taking money from people, and it's okay, it happens. At first I was upset. I pretty much cried to the wife, and she thought I was crying to her because of the fact of her being upset, but I was crying because of what I thought I was about to break through and be able to do. I have a vision of doing things for my mom, helping her money-wise, helping her financially, and, being able to provide a car for her. That's been a vision, like to get her a car paid off, boom, show up, and to do these certain things for my mom. It was just like, boom, I'm about to be able to do it, you know, and do these things for my wife. I'm about to retire my wife. Boom, I'm about to be able to do these things, man. You know, within like a year, it's gonna happen. You know, this excitement of being able to do these things because I dream of doing these things, not just for my family, but for my friends. I dream of helping people. That's the crazy thing. I don't want money for myself. I want money to make a change, a good change. You know what I'm saying? Like I wanna be financially stable on certain levels to where like, you know, freedom comes, but I want money to make a change. But my thing is like a friend of mine said it, is like he said it like best to me. He's like, you know, it's not your time. And that's true. It's not my time. And I have to accept that. But you know, even though that was $20,000 in my mind, it's like, yeah, that's a decent amount of money, but it's not the end of the world. You know, I'll get that back just like I got it before. I've been there once, I'll get it again. You know, it just sucks that somebody can sit here and let me talk about God putting us together and what I want to do with my family, how I want to buy my mom a car, open up a business, and this person is just like eating it and making me feel like it was all in place. You know, so that's one of the major things. Those are two of the major things that we dealt with, and it kind of just sucks, bro. Like straight up, but I can't let that stop me because over here with all the negativity that happened, you know, which it ain't but like two things. That's the crazy thing. It's only two. Over here where that happened, all the sadness, the pain, the da, you know, boom. And then over here, I have possibility, opportunity. I have friends that are standing behind me, offering me opportunity for 2026. I'm not going to speak on this though. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to speak on it yet because I'm going to show you guys. Because I have a buddy that I ran into that I'm very, very grateful for what he's throwing my way. Because 2026, I feel like a lot's going to come from what he's throwing my way. And the reason why I said I don't want to speak on it because I want to show you guys whenever I get to a point of it being done and then speak on it. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to realize to not speak ahead of time. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, there's things I want to do, but keep them to myself. Speak whenever they're actually there. So my thing is like, you know, I'm going to just hold tight and I'm going to speak on it when it gets there. But I got a lot of things in store for 2026 that I feel like that's going to bury this pain and bury these little ails that I think that, you know, ruin a lot. And it's just going to bury it to a point where like 2026 is just going to like be the year. I guess you could say, a lot of people say it, be the year of so much understanding and so much come up that I don't know. I don't even know how to express it, but man, it's just a lot in store to come for sure, man. And I can't wait, but I just wanted to share that with you guys and, you know, just speak about it and things like that, man. And, you know, of course, we're going to be reading out of the book of Matthew today. Let me see. 25, 26. Okay, it says, start off with, boom. The plot to kill Jesus. When Jesus had finished saying all these things, he said to his disciples, as you know, Passover begins in 2 days, and the Son of Man will be handed over to be crucified. At the time, the leading priests and the elders were meeting at the residence of the Caiaphas, the high priest, plotting how to capture Jesus secretly and kill him, but not during the Passover celebration, they agreed, or the people may riot. Jesus anointed at Bethany. Meanwhile, Jesus was in Bethany at the home of Simon, a man who had previously had leprosy. While he was eating, a woman came in with a beautiful alabaster jar of expensive perfume and poured it over his head. The disciples were indignant when they saw this. What a waste, they said. It could have been sold for a high price and the money given to the poor. But Jesus, aware of this, replied, why criticize this woman for doing such a good thing to me? You will always have the poor among you, but you will not always have me. She has poured this perfume on me to prepare my body for burial. I tell you the truth, wherever the good news is preached throughout the world, this woman's deed will be remembered and discussed. Judas agrees to betray Jesus. Then Judas Iscariot, one of the 12 disciples, went to the leading priests and asked, "How much will you pay me to betray Jesus to you?" And they gave him 30 pieces of silver. From that time on, Judas began looking for an opportunity to betray Jesus. The Last Supper. On the first day of the festival of unleavened bread, the disciples came to Jesus and asked, "Where do you want us to prepare the Passover meal for you?" As you go into the city, he told them, "You will see a certain man. Tell him, the teacher says, my time has come and I will eat the Passover meal. My time has come and I will eat the Passover meal with the disciples at your house." So the disciples did as Jesus told them and prepared the Passover meal there. When it was evening, Jesus sat down at the table with the 12 while they were eating, and he said, "I tell you the truth, one of you will betray me." Greatly distressed, each one asked in turn, "Am I the one, Lord?" He replied, "One of you who has just eaten from this bowl with me will betray me, for the Son of Man must die, as this scripture declared long ago. But how terrible it will be for the one who betrayed him. It will be far better for that man if he had never been born." Judas, I don't know why I said Judas. Judas, the one who would betray him, also asked, "Rabbi, am I the one?" And Jesus told him, "You have said it." As they were eating, Jesus took some bread and blessed it. Then he broke it in pieces and gave it to the disciples, saying, "Take this and eat it, for this is my body." And took a cup of wine, gave thanks to God for it. He gave it to them and said, "Each of you drink from it, for this is my blood, which confirms the covenant between God and his people. It poured out as a sacrifice to forgive the sins of many. Mark my words, I will not drink wine again until the day." I don't know why it keeps telling me to stand up. my watch keeps telling me to stand up. "I will not drink wine again until the day I drink it new with you in my Father's kingdom." Then they sang a hymn and went out to the Mount Olives. Jesus predicts Peter's denial. On the way, Jesus told them, "Tonight all of you will desert me, for the scripture says God will strike the shepherd and the sheep of the flock will be scattered. But after I have been raised from the dead, I will go ahead of you in Galilee. I'll go ahead of you to Galilee and meet you there." Peter declared, "Even if everyone else deserts you, I will never desert you." Jesus replied, "I tell you the truth, Peter, this very night, before the rooster crows, you will deny 3 times that you even know me." "No," Peter insisted, even if I have to die with you, I will never deny you." And all the other disciples vowed the same. Jesus prayed in Gethsemane. Excuse me. Then Jesus went to the olive grove called Gethsemane. He said, "Sit here while I go over there to pray." He took Peter and Zebedee's 2 sons, James and John, and he became anguished and distressed. He told them, "My soul is crushed with grief to the point of death. Stay here and keep watch with me." He went on a little further and bowed with his face to the ground, praying, "My Father, if it is possible, let the cup of the suffering be taken away from me. Yet I want your will to be done, not mine." Then he returned to the disciples and found them asleep. He said to Peter, "Couldn't you watch with me even 1 hour? Keep watch and pray so that you will not give in to temptation. For the spirit is willing, but the body is weak." Then Jesus left them a second time and prayed, "My Father, if this cup cannot be taken away unless I drink it, your will be done." When he returned to them again, he found them sleeping, for they couldn't keep their eyes open. So he went to pray a third time, saying the same things again. Then he came to the disciples and said, "Go ahead and sleep, have your rest. But look, the time has come. The Son of Man betrayed into the hands of sinners. Up, let's be going. Look, my betrayer is here." Jesus betrayed and arrested. Jesus is betrayed and arrested. And even as Jesus said this, Judas, one of the 12 disciples, arrived with a crowd of men armed with swords and clubs. They had been sent by the leading priests and elders of the people. The traitors, Judas, had been given them prearranged signals. You will know which one to arrest when I greet him with a kiss. So Judas came straight to Jesus, greeting, "Rabbi," he exclaimed, and gave him the kiss. Jesus said, "My friend, go ahead and do what you have come for." Then the others grabbed Jesus and arrested him. But one of the men with Jesus pulled out his sword and struck the high priest's slave, slashing off his ear. "Put away your sword," Jesus told him. "Those who use the swords will die by swords. Don't you realize that I could ask my Father for thousands of angels to protect us and he would send them instantly? But if I did, how would the scripture be fulfilled that described what must happen now?" Then Jesus said to the crowd, "Am I some dangerous revolutionary that you come with swords and clubs to arrest me? Why didn't you arrest me in the temple? I was there teaching every day, but this is all happening to fulfill the words of the prophets as recorded in the scriptures." At that point, all the disciples deserted him and fled. Jesus before the council. Then the people who had arrested Jesus led him to the home of Caiaphas, the high priest, where the teachers of religious law and the elders had gathered. Meanwhile, Peter followed him at a distance and came to the high priest's courtyard. He went in and sat with the guards and waited to see how it would all end. Inside, the leading priest and the entire high council were trying to find witnesses who would lie about Jesus so they could put him to death. But even though they found many who agreed to give false witness, they could not use anyone's testimony. Finally, two men came forward who declared, This man said, "I'm able to destroy the temple of God and rebuild it in 3 days." Then the high priest stood up and said to Jesus, "Well, aren't you going to answer these charges? What do you have to say for yourself?" But Jesus remained silent. Then the high priest said to him, "I demand in the name of the living God, tell us you are the Messiah, the Son of God." Jesus replied, You have said it, and in the future you will see the Son of Man seated in the place of power at God's right hand and coming on the clouds of heaven. Then the high priest tore his clothing to show his horror and said, "Blasphemy! Why do we need other witnesses? You have all heard his blasphemy. What is your verdict?" "Guilty," they shouted. "He deserves to die." Then they began to spit on Jesus' face and beat him with their fists, and some slapped him, jeering, Prophesy to us, you Messiah. Who hit you that time?" Peter denies Jesus. Meanwhile, Peter was sitting outside in the courtyard. A servant girl came over and said to him, "You were one of those with Jesus in Galilee." But Peter denied it in front of everyone. "I don't know what you're talking about," he said. Later, out by the gate, another servant girl noticed him and said to those standing around, "This man was with Jesus of Nazareth." Again, Peter denied it, this time with an oath. "I don't even know the man," he said. A little later, some of the other bystanders come over to Peter and said, "You must be one of them. We can tell by your Galilean accent." Peter swore, A curse on me if I'm lying. I don't know the man." And immediately the rooster crowed. The rooster crowed. Suddenly Jesus' words flashed through Peter's mind. "Before the rooster crows, you will deny 3 times that you even know me." And he went away weeping bitterly. Denied that he knew Jesus, denied that he was walking with him. As he was sitting here, just getting beat to the ground. It's hard to say that things would be different if I was the guy. But I truly feel like I can say things would be different if I was a guy. If Jesus is sitting here getting beat and getting took to the ground and basically getting betrayed, it's like, would you stand with him? And then if he told you, don't stand with me, then I would, of course, have to do what he says. But would you fight for him? I would fight for him. It's easier said than done, of course, but I feel like I'd fight for him. I'd die for him. Why would I not? You know? But, you know, I've been ranting for a minute about a few things, man. I wanted to put some things out here because I wanted, like, this, the thing about this is, like, even though, you know, I'm talking about Jesus and, you know, sharing these things and sharing Bible scriptures on here, it's like, of course, I told myself I wanted to get creative with this content, but one thing I'll stand on is, like, just being real about everything, you know? It's like not hiding things, not like trying to be this person that I'm not trying to be fake, just being real about everything, you know? It is what it is. You know, finally I shared some stuff that I'm not very proud of and some stuff that like kills me on the inside to even share, but it is what it is, like I said. But like I said though, man, it's like 2026, there's a lot of stuff in store to, you know, of course the foundation on God is still sturdy and still strong, and that's what we still want to always push, but it's just one of the things where it's like, I'm just very psyched out to realistically just, I don't know, just very psyched out for what's coming, because I know with everything when it comes to like, you know, losses and dealing with like setbacks in life, it's like, you know, it all comes with understanding, but those setbacks, soon when they come with understanding, it's gonna be some major growth. And like I said, if I was in that position once, I can be in it twice. It's just that simple, you know? And the next time, I'll be still and I'll listen a little bit better. Something I feel like I didn't do at this time. I feel like I listened, but I didn't listen properly. And I didn't look into things properly, is what I should have done, you know? But it's all good, you know? It's learning. I'm trying to get to a level in life, and this level that I'm trying to get to in life, it's never going to be straightforward. And it's never going to be just this right here. It's literally boom, 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 boom. You know, you go down and then you go way up higher than last time. You go down, you go way. It's just one of them things, man. You know, it is what it is. It's all good. No shade, for sure. But yeah, we're going to keep this thing moving, keep this stuff flowing. Appreciate you guys tuning in and hearing me out without a doubt. And man, much love as always, you know. So it's going to be peace, love, and happiness. Big faith.